I wanted to share with you guys my family's communication PACE plan. A couple of months ago I put up a video and included a shot of this, and someone reached out to me asking for it, and I wanted to make a quick video about it. First off, I got this idea, maybe even this template, from Gaston at the Tech Prepper, so thank you to him. The next thing is I want everybody to go to the description of this video, and in the description I'll have a link to this file so you can download it for yourself and change the names in it. For example, here we have my family name, our family Zello channel, my local repeaters. All of this you need to change to make your own. I just want people to be prepared and have access to the tools that will help them. So I want you to be able to download it and have it for your family. So I'll go over it real fast. First of all, this is all based off of the PACE plan. I learned about the PACE plan years ago from Fieldcraft Survival, Mike Glover, so thanks to him also. PACE stands for Primary, Alternate, Contingency, and Emergency. So there are 4 steps to a communication plan. In my case, I've broken contingency and emergency down to 4 steps each also. So let's jump into it. My primary plan is, I'm hoping you can see this on your screen. Maybe I'll bring this a little closer. To start with, my primary plan is text, iMessage, SMS, which is sort of basically the same thing. If your phone won't push through an iMessage, turn off your internet connection, your cellular data, and then try to send the SMS. That's just a little tip. Next on my list is my alternate. The alternate to texting and iMessage is a Zello Brilliant Family in SoCal channel. My family does not like using Zello, but I make sure that they all have it on their phones and usually keep it up to date. And make sure they stay logged in, because that's a problem sometimes. Now we get to the meaty part, the contingency and emergency. Contingency is basically using repeaters. My contingencies are Leisure World and Signal Hill, and those are both standalone repeaters, and they're fantastic. Leisure World covers much less area though than Signal Hill, but Leisure World covers most of the area that my family and I usually are in. Signal Hill, on the other hand, goes miles and miles and miles past where we usually go, but that's great for if I'm up in LA. Next up, we have the WIN repeater and the PAPA repeater. Those are 2 networks of repeaters. The WIN repeater system and the PAPA repeater system are all linked repeaters that cover a huge portion of California. They both have repeaters in Arizona and a little bit of Nevada also, probably just Las Vegas. The next thing is down here. I'll just scoot this down a little farther. The next thing is emergency. That's the 4th step in the PACE plan. And emergency is, typically you wouldn't use any technology, but we live in the suburbs, but it's big enough that I'm not just going to run a message down the street to a loved one. So we do have to use technology and electronics. My emergency plan is, and all my radios have these frequencies programmed in, and you'll need to come up with your own frequencies, or maybe I'll share some with you that you can use for your family and not give it any thought. But all my radios have 1 EmCom, 2 EmCom, 3 EmCom, 4 EmCom. EmCom is emergency communication. The point is my family knows that we can talk on these 4 frequencies at any time. I have sat and listened for days, if not weeks, to all 4 of these to make sure that there's not a lot of activity, if any, on them in my local area. Granted, if I take one of these frequencies and I go out to Arizona or just a couple miles away, there may be a lot of activity on them, but I've made sure that these aren't in the GMRS frequencies. These aren't commonly used ham radio frequencies. It's just frequencies that don't get a lot of activity on them. And I do that so that it's less likely that in the future we'll have activity if there is an emergency. Last thing is an explanation down here. I want to go over it real quickly. It says, attempt the ham radio only after using text messaging and Zello. After first contact, check in. So basically, after you've made contact with the loved ones, after that, check in every 3rd hour, starting at 7 a.m. So if you made contact at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, you should check in again at 10 o'clock, then again at 1 o'clock, then again at 4, and again at 7 p.m. And we do this so that it gives us time to one, get to high ground to be able to communicate with each other, but two, cover some distance, because overall my family's master plan is get home where we have all the supplies and everything we need. I do want to point out, everyone should monitor for 3 minutes, then try the next method of whether it be repeaters, Leisure World, or Signal Hill, or the Win repeaters or Papa repeaters. Then after all of those, move on to EmCom, and you can kind of get an idea where I'm going with this, but basically we want to try to use repeaters, not for security's sake, but because it covers more distance. But once we're all in close proximity with each other, we'll switch and only use the emergency communication channels, because I don't need to talk to all the other people or even hear them on here. I don't need my daughters listening to the horrible things happening outside in the rest of the world if we've had a massive earthquake and, you know, need to worry about next steps. So this is a very long-winded video. Didn't mean for it to go this long, but please feel free to go into the description, go download this template. It's when you print it out, it's a 3" by 5", so basically note card size card. Print it, laminate it, put it in all your emergency backpacks, put it in your cars with the radios, but also read it over with your family. Your wife may think that you're a little bit crazy and over-prepared. Your kids are going to think you're an annoying, nerdy, you know, over-prepared dad. But I promise you, your kids in the future will come to you and let you know at some point that they were really glad that their dad worried about them enough to put the time and effort into this. It's a big deal to be prepared, because if you're prepared, you don't need to be scared. All right, guys, remember, you're your own first responder, and put the time in to be prepared. Thanks for watching. Oh, and if you got anything from this video, please like and subscribe to help me grow the channel, and do not hesitate to use the affiliate links in the description to buy radios or anything else. I appreciate it. Thank you.